Wolves of Wind, Book 1, Feathers, Chapter 10, Found. Rain, of course, protested, but soon Bird convinced her, and they both separated ways. Rain watched as Bird swam through the muddy swamp. It was covered in small green plants and leaves. They were sprawled across the muck. Yet Bird swam effortlessly through the thick mud water. Now could Rain climb just as effortlessly. She had wounded her wing while falling. She didn't think it was broken, but she wouldn't be able to fly. She wished she could just run back home and forget about the murders all around her. While Rain walked up the cliff, she thought about everything that had happened. She might as well find out something about the murderer while she was walking. She had started a suspects list when Ebony had been chased away. She knew that there was still someone out there. Flame was at the top of her list, since that was the only lead that Rain really had. That was when she spoke up after Dawn died. She didn't have any lead other than that. Grass and Pine were also on the list, though neither really had a reason for any of this. Although to this extent, nobody had a reason. She knew that it wasn't a member of her family because whoever it was targeting her family. But suddenly she realized something. The wolf that had attacked her was a younger wolf, so it was either Boulder, Ivy, or Goldie, although it could be one of Riverpack's wolves too. But wouldn't Bird recognize her own pack scent? The young wolf's coordination was pretty good, and Boulder was blind, so it couldn't be him. She had met the Riverpack's apprentice, Skipper, in one of her meetings with Bird after he followed Bird to one of their meetings, and she knew that they were the only apprentices in Riverpack, so that left them with Skipper, Goldie, and Ivy. Unless it was Bird. Bird couldn't bring herself to think that. Her trail of thought was broken by the sound of an elk's death cry. She perked her ears and listened for more noise, but the forest stayed silent. She ran the rest of the way up the slope and saw a black figure with yellow eyes standing over an elk carcass. It was Ebony. She stalked closer to the banished she-wolf and saw that its stomach was slightly glossy, and despite ribs showing from clear starvation, it looked larger than average. She was a dame. Rain leapt out of the grass and snarled at the black she-wolf. She knew that she wouldn't hurt a dame, but she would at least scare her away. Despite the cruel black wolf's history, she wouldn't let the pups suffer from their mother's actions. If she did, then she would be no better than the wolf that killed her family. Ebony's head shot up, and she readied her wings to fly away quickly. But she hesitated for some reason, despite the clear danger. "Why are you in our territory?" Rain barked loudly. "You have no place here after you killed my family. You have no place in the crater." I know, but not for the reason you think, Rain. The truth is, my pups come from both sides of the lake." Rain took a step back, but quickly found a retort. "But you still killed them. You did so much wrong that the only place is safe for you is deep under the ocean or deep underground, but not in our territory," Rain snapped. No, I swear I didn't kill them. When Grass claimed I snuck away, it was to see my mate, nothing else." That would explain the problem about the mud drying insanely fast. Or this could just be a trick. "How do I know you aren't lying? You have no proof," Rain said, stalking forwards. "I can tell you what I know about the murderer, but we can't do it here and now. We need to wait for a good time," Ebony said, standing up. "Then when?" Rain asked, intrigued. She may not trust Ebony, but she would take anything about the murderer. Although that brought up a worse question. If it wasn't Ebony, then who was training the apprentice? All good things come from patience. So the midnight after you become a fighter, come to the tree where your brother died. I will wait there." "Wait! I can't wait that long!" Rain shouted as Ebony took off into the sky. Rain huffed and continued walking. Her paws were sore from stepping on pine cones, and her fur was still a little soggy from when she fell into the water. But she kept going. Soon she heard the sound of wolves. She must have found camp. But instead of a clearing, she saw Boulder and his sister Ivy. Cowering in front of them was a small white shape with crimson wings. Star! "Nice catch, for a runt," Ivy laughed, looking down at Star's small finch. Rain had to admit it was pretty small. But I caught it," Star whimpered as the two wolves walked away into the forest. Rain didn't have time to help her brother. She had to get back to camp. As she passed the clearing with Star, she saw the shocked dash across his face, followed by something else that Rain couldn't describe. She assumed that he was happy that she was alive, as it had been around a day since she had left to practice fighting with grass. Rain bolted towards the clearing and got a warm welcome back. She also explained what had happened, but she left out the part about Bird. She instead just set a river pack apprentice hunting fish along the border. The pack believed her partial lie. Several wolves, including Flaming Grass, thought that Ebony was probably lying, and there was only one murderer left, but Rain knew the truth. There were 2 murderers with them, and she had to be a fighter to prove it.